God has you single for a reason. And this is so true. Now, whenever we first hear about singleness, we're like, oh, it sucks. You know, you see your friends getting married or you see everybody else in a relationship and you feel like God has basically thrown you to the side, right? But that's not the case, and that's not true. You know, there is a beauty within singleness, because with singleness, you can, grow with yourself and you can gain a better relationship with God. Because, we think sometimes whenever we are in the singleness phase or we're just in our isolation phase, we feel like it's a death sentence. We feel like God has us in here forever, but that isn't the case. Sometimes you have to be single, and that's okay. Because if you're not single, you won't truly realize what it's like being alone and being in God's presence. It's important to be single. It's important to do things by yourself. Because being single is actually a definition of self-love. Because sometimes we neglect ourselves. If we even get into relationships, sometimes we neglect ourselves and put all of our energy into that one person and throw ourselves to the side. We do so much for that person, constantly, we neglect ourselves. We pour into that person's cup, but we neglect our cup. So, and I mean, if you think about it too, I've been told a lot too with like married couples. They're like, well, you should enjoy being single because this is the last time you'll be able to have time alone. And that's very true. Because whenever you do get married or you are in a relationship, a lot of alone time, that's not really a thing. It's not really a thing. Because everything you do is going to have to be made by your guys' choices. So the question is, are you ready for that? You could use this time just to get right with yourself and get right with God and understand your insecurities and all of your flaws and how you can develop more. Or even if you're working on your job or your craft, all of these things. It's so easy for us to rush it and rush it and rush it. And the thing is, every time you rush a relationship, maybe you get into the wrong relationship and you're with somebody that you don't even truly love or you don't even have feelings for. You just got with them because you're feeling lonely. And don't do that, because that's going to make a big regret for you. The best thing that you can do is just use this time. What are the hobbies you love doing? What are all the things that you're passionate about? God will bring you the relationship that you need and that is for you, but at the right time. We are so quick to jump into a relationship. We know that person is not for us. And we know that we're just doing it because we're just feeling lonely. You're in solitude for a reason. Solitude's also a very beautiful thing, because with solitude, you might be experiencing a lot of loneliness or you feel alone, but these are just feelings. And feelings can be deceiving sometimes. You feel alone, but you're not going to feel like this forever. And I'm going to read a Bible verse. It's going to be in Psalms, and I think this can help truly relate with this situation. As it says in Psalm 37:3-4, trust in the Lord and do good. Dwell in the land and befriend faithfulness. Delight yourself in the Lord and He will give you the desires of your heart. Okay? So if the desires of your heart is that you want to get married or you want to find someone, just be patient. Just continue to be faithful. Continue to do good by the Lord and continue just to be the best person you can be. Because if that is something that is a desire in your heart, God will grant it. The thing is, it's different for each individual, because maybe an individual doesn't want to be married or doesn't want to be in a relationship. So those desires are not on that person's heart. So God's not going to give that person what they don't want, right? So just use this time to just work on yourself. You don't have to rush it. And with love, you won't have to rush love, right? We don't rush our love with God, so we're not going to rush love with people. It takes time. I promise you, just be patient in this season and enjoy this season, because there's a beauty within being single. So enjoy this season, grow closer to God, and when the time is right, God will bring you your person, but don't rush it.